Today we're talking about the passing of legendary actor Sir Michael Gambon, social media influencer Deja Meatball Blackwell getting arrested after she live-streamed an Apple store getting looted in Philadelphia, a group of ultra-wealthy individuals not paying a single cent in taxes adding up to an unbelievable amount of money, and more, all in today's episode of The Insight Hour. What's up, guys and gals? Happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend planned for yourself. Sadly, I'm going to a funeral tomorrow, followed by a cousin's 21st birthday, so that'll be fun. Hey. Anyhow, Alice, bring up the file on Sir Michael Gambon first.
Sir Michael Gambon, the actor best known for his role as Albus Dumbledore in the Harry Potter series, has passed away at the age of 82. He died peacefully in the hospital, surrounded by his family, following a bout of pneumonia. Tributes have been pouring in from all corners, including from J.K. Rowling and Daniel Radcliffe.
So, Michael Gambon took over the role of Dumbledore after the original Dumbledore, Richard Harris, passed away in 2002. It's safe to say he filled those wizarding shoes like he was born with a wand in his hand. Interestingly enough, he never read any of the Harry Potter books. Said it was safer to follow the script. Sort of like saying, I don't need the Marauders map, I know my way around Hogwarts. While widely known for his role as Dumbledore, he was an institution in British acting. From Gosford Park to The King's Speech, and even the Judy Garland biopic, Judy. The man was everywhere. He had a long career spanning TV, theater, film, and radio, even winning the BAFTA for Best Actor for his role in the 1986 BBC TV series The Singing Detective. Gambon was knighted in 1998 for his contributions to the entertainment industry. He retired from the stage back in 2015 due to memory issues, telling the Sunday Times, quote, "It's a horrible thing to admit, but I can't do it. It breaks my heart." The man wasn't just an actor. He was a storyteller, a mentor, and for many of us, the one and only Dumbledore. In the words of Dumbledore himself,
"Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living."
So, Sir Michael, you've given us a lifetime of magic and love, and for that, we here at the Insight Hour thank you. So let's raise our wands and give him the send-off he deserves.
A Philadelphia social media influencer known as Meatball has been charged with 6 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. She was arrested for live streaming looting activities and encouraging the looters.
Just why? Honestly, is the clout worth it? So Meatball, real name Deja Blackwell, was among over 50 people arrested during the looting spree in Philly. She's facing a smorgasbord of charges, including burglary, criminal trespassing, and my personal favorite, criminal use of a communications facility. That's right. She used her Instagram and TikTok to document the chaos. So basically, she's the Martin Scorsese of looting, only instead of winning an Oscar, she's winning a trip to the courthouse. Good job. In her video, she's heard encouraging the looters, laughing and shouting, "Free iPhones!" as if she was Oprah giving away free cars. You get an iPhone! You get an iPhone! Everybody gets an iPhone! Look, as I tend to say when these influencers fuck up, if you're gonna commit a crime, maybe don't broadcast it to your 200k followers. Just a thought. We don't need to normalize this type of behavior, and by broadcasting it to so many of what I assume are younger, more impressionable viewers, she's encouraging this type of behavior, which is just gonna further add fuel to the fire. All for what? Likes and follows? Not sure we should be okay with that, but you let me know. Should social media platforms allow people to record themselves committing crimes and continue to have a platform? Or is this a freedom of speech thing? Use those comments and let me know.
According to a Bloomberg tax article, more than 1.4 million wealthy individuals didn't file tax returns between 2017 and 2020. This has led to an estimated $65.7 billion in unpaid taxes. Senate Finance Chair Ron Wyden is urging the IRS to step up its game.
Oh yes, tax evasion, the national sport of the 1%. So, Ron Wyden, the Senate Finance Chair, did some digging and found that the so-called high-income tax cheats have been living the high life, dodging taxes like Neo dodges bullets in The Matrix. Wyden has since sent a letter to the IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel, basically saying you need to do your job. The letter included a list of the top 500 high-income individuals ranging from 2017 to 2020 who hadn't filed their returns. This elite group of 2,000 taxpayers owed a whopping $923 million from 2,000 people. I want you to really think about that next time they tell us we can't have nice things. Oh, and get this, only 2 of them were under active criminal investigation, and 58 had received liens or levies. To these people, that's like getting a ticket for robbing a bank. And they robbed it good. You see, the IRS is like a gym teacher who only picks on the skinny kids but never dares challenge the football jocks.
Gatorade not only quenches your thirst better, It tastes better too, idiot.
You're drinking the wrong water.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Water sucks.
No, stop
It
saying
really,
that.
really
You don't mean that.
sucks.
You're bad people.
Historically, the IRS has been notorious for going after the little guy. Why? Because the little guy can't hire a team of lawyers to play legal gymnastics. They're taking candy from baby, but candy is your hard-earned money. You the baby. Can we talk about the audacity of this group of individuals? I mean, we're not talking about them hiding money in offshore accounts or using other fancy accounting tricks. No, it's just they straight up didn't pay. They just decided to say, fuck it. Everyone knows we don't pay. Why bother pretending anymore? Anyways, Wyden is now calling for more action, including referrals to the Justice Department for civil and criminal investigations. So we'll have to see if anything actually comes of this, but statistically, I wouldn't put my money on it.
We're diving into the story of U.S. Army Private Travis King, who recently returned to American soil after being detained in North Korea. His return marks a rare diplomatic success between Washington and Pyongyang.
Now, Travis King was in North Korea for weeks after he, get this, willfully and without authorization crossed into North Korean territory. He flew back to the US on a military flight, landing at Kelly Field at Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam Houston. Cameras caught him being escorted off the plane, but the real mystery is why he went to North Korea in the first place. You see, King had been released from a detention facility in South Korea just a week over his daring escape. He was supposed to board a flight to Texas for disciplinary procedures, but decided to take a detour. He joined a tour of the Joint Security Area, the JSA, and then just bolted over the demarcation line into North Korea. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not my idea of a vacation. The US had to engage in intense diplomacy with multiple countries, including China and Sweden, to secure King's release. North Korea claimed that King confessed to entering their territory due to inhumane maltreatment and racial discrimination within the US Army. But North Korea isn't exactly the poster child for human rights, so we have to take that with a grain of salt. King is expected to be taken to Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio for reacclimation. But the question remains, will he face any disciplinary action? And what does this mean for US-North Korea relations? Actually, rewind for a second. Sweden acted as the US protecting power in North Korea, which is basically like being the wingman when the US and North Korea are in the same room but can't stand each other. They facilitated the discussions that led to King's release. So shout out to Sweden for being the MVP here. China's role, albeit a limited one, was in facilitating King's transfer across the border. Now, China and North Korea are like those friends who always have each other's backs, no matter how messy things get, so the fact that China was willing to help us out is a pretty big deal. Now let's think about this. North Korea has nuclear weapons. That's not a theory, it's a fact. And the last thing we need is another war, especially with a nuclear-armed country. Establishing diplomatic channels, even if they're as thin as a piece of thread, is crucial. This incident shows that diplomacy can work, even with nations we have fraught relationships with. The return of Travis King could be a small but significant step towards thawing the US-North Korea relations, and we should probably build on these small successes to work towards a more stable relationship. Because let's face it, in a world where North Korea has nukes, diplomacy isn't just the best option, it's the only option that doesn't end in catastrophe. So what are your thoughts? Is diplomacy the way to go here, or are we just setting ourselves up for more disappointment?
The second Republican primary debate, taking place September 27th, had the lowest TV viewership since 2015. According to Nielsen ratings, only about 9.3 million people tuned in. That's a significant drop from the first debate, which attracted around 12.8 million viewers.
Okay, so the New York Times added some more numbers to this. Fox News had apparently 6.7 million viewers, Fox Business had about 1.8 million, and Univision had about 813,000. So, while it's not necessarily a small amount of eyeballs, for an event that'll help you decide who you want to run the country, that's not really so good to say the least. The decline is real. The first GOP debate had about 12.8 million viewers. This one, a 27% drop. To put it in perspective, the decline between the first and second debates of the 2016 cycle was about 4%. 4%, you know, like the amount of real juice in a can of orange soda. Now, Fox News had mentioned that around another 200,000 viewers or so watched on streaming platforms. But even with that, the numbers are still low. Trump's absence from the debate is clearly more than just a missing face. It's a missing force of nature that's shaped the Republican Party for years now. I mean, Trump is like that one friend who dominates every conversation. You either love him or you can't stand him, but you can't ignore him. His absence left a vacuum that none of the other candidates could fill. Like replacing a Broadway star with a high school drama student, the show goes on, but it's not really the same. Without Trump, the debates become less about defending or attacking his policies and more about, well, what are they about? Lower taxes? Smaller government? I don't know, they were just reading from the same old playbook, so Trump's absence also highlights an identity crisis within the Republican Party. Is it the party of Trump with his populist anti-establishment rhetoric, or is it reverting back to the party of Reagan with its traditional conservative values? Sort of like the party's having a midlife crisis, unsure whether to buy a Harley or invest in a 401k. Trump still has a massive following, and his absence doesn't mean his base is going anywhere. They're just not tuning into debates that don't feature their man. So what does this mean for the future of the Republican Party? Well, if they can't generate interest without Trump, they're in for a tough road ahead. So do you think Trump's absence affected the dynamics of the debate, or is it possible that people are losing interest in politics altogether, reflecting on a broader societal issue? Anyways, on that note, we're gonna call it a day. If you like what we do, leave us a like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. But until next time, stay weird, stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday.